Just the last quick idea I'd like to discuss is going to be joint management to make it difficult for your opponent to slip and slide out. This is going to be a concern for control in general, but let's just say the further up I can control my opponent, generally speaking, towards the center of his core, the more of a challenge it's going to have extricating his limbs. Let me give an example. If I'm holding on your wrist and you just yank away from me, again, I could be strong enough to be a pain in the butt, but that's suboptimal. If I'm holding at your elbow and you yank away from me, it doesn't come with as much speed and it's also much closer to him. If I'm holding on to your shoulder and you yank away from me, almost nothing happens at all. So when we get a hold of our opponent, let's say if we end up in a footlock, outside footlock for a second if you're standing up, what I want to make sure that I'm not doing is stuff like this. He's trying, generally speaking, if he's doing a good job, to funnel me down his body and he can easily step out. This is, you see, I'm like compressed, kind of squished up, and Frank is able to extricate his foot, and he'd probably do that while also entering his fist into my head if he could, which I would really hate. The higher up on the body that I can control, as I start to expand up into this, the better off I'll be. How do you feel?
Definitely like more connected.
Okay, now watch. I'm going to start to squeeze and hold on.
Not very connected.
I almost want to slide down, right? This was an important one. This is kind of a happy accident. It ended up going this way against BJ people. A couple people asked me, "Oh man, did you put your foot behind his head on purpose?" Kind of, sort of. Like, yeah, sure. But anyway, ended up like if you're standing for a second, actually, like all the heck up here. The difference between that and curling down into myself and squeezing. How do you feel now?
Like I can just kind of move around for free.
What I want to do is expand my body up first, increase the amount of surface area that we have, get in contact with one another, and start to climb over top of his joints. This is the same thing that you're going to see if you're on the backside double, like pulling the rope. So see, start on my elbow. How would you work your way in? Just climb
I would climb to the knee, then I would try to get to the hip and try to replace up higher and higher. If I just hold down here, it feels like you're just gone.
Would you mind running through it?
Sure. So I would think about connecting initially behind Ryan's knee, getting a hold of it, and then replacing as I went up. So rather than jumping and trying to jump up the rope, I would make sure I'm climbing in increments. So I would go left hand, okay, now I'm anchored. Let me see if I can anchor with the right hand, follow up, and try to essentially climb like a rope.
Would you almost do it the same way? Let's say you have a wrist, and you could kind of climb up almost like you're 2 on 1 meter lunge dragging me, right? Same idea. So just make sure, guys, as you roll in some legs, let's see if we do this one feet for a quick second. Feet rotate that way. Walk. So expanding my body up front. I'm actually like shooting up like a snake bite. I want to start to get up his joints, covering over top of his knee. Because again, if I grab my wrist, my elbow, when I pull my arm, my elbow leads. If you can hold behind the elbow, you're going to check that lead. When you hold my ankle, my knee is what leads. Get above the knee, you're going to have an easier time. So make sure, guys, as you're starting to drop into these positions, start to expand your body as you do. Go from small to big. Get elongated, get above their knee, get above their elbow, deeper into the core of their body, and you're going to have a heck of an easier time controlling them. That's also going to allow you to give them further kind of left to right off balance as they can keep their hands on the floor and not hitting you in the face, which is always a great thing too.